we passed a very comprehensive bill for more money for airports. But the problem, of course, it's a matching problem. The problem is the runaway interest rates of the Republican administration. It's gone up so high that the vote bonds like Dallas and Fort Worth put up money for this great Southwest airport out here, and the runaway inflation eats up the money they vote before they can spend it, before they can draw the plans. They have a shrinking accomplishment out of X dollars, and the taxpayers have to pay those off. The biggest impediment now to airport expansion, the biggest impediment to any kind of home building or anything, are the unconscionable interest rates authorized by this administration.
We have the uncanny ability of teaching children how to succeed in reading by failing them. And by this I mean, I think it's important that every child that comes into our public school has a right to succeed in reading. He has a right to pass. He has a right to achieve. And what I find happening in first grade and second grade and third and all the way through is that children are being failed in order to teach them how to pass. And I don't believe this is working. All we're doing is creating fears and anxieties, and obviously when children have learned how to read, they're not reading. They hate it. There's a whole host of anxieties that are brought about.
How can you make children like to read?
Well, once again, this goes back to people who have been saying it for years. It's not really how do you make them read. I think children do read. They all want to read, and they all do read. When I was out in a high school not too long ago, I was given a group of children who were so-called non-readers, at least from the test. I only found this, that there's one thing they all read and wanted to read, and that was the New York State Driver's Manual. They could hardly wait to get. This is not easy reading, it's not literature, and yet this is one thing they read. A part similar to that for elementary school children, one thing they all read is the TV guide. I would have them reading everything from soup can labels to driver's manuals.
Well, in the past, we've had a situation where anyone that wanted to say, I'm a private investigator, was in fact a private investigator.
Now, this applied to anyone, regardless of his training or anything else?
That's right.
Are there a number of companies that may be affected by the fact that I believe the law now provides that they must not have a criminal record in order to receive the approval?
There'll be some individuals, perhaps. I can't think of any reputable companies that will have any problem.
How about the financial burden? Will this present any problems?
Well, as the law is enacted, it was intended to be self-sustaining as far as cost, and the cost of its application will fall mostly on the people that are in security and investigative work.